The auction hall fell silent as the young girl walked out. Beside her, an old war dog trudged along. His once gleaming armor plates were now dull and scarred. His breath came in uneven, ragged gasps. Deep, old wounds crossed his neck and flanks, a testament to countless battles. Outside the station, the harsh lights of the auction hall gave way to a softer glow. The girl stopped. She knelt down, her movements gentle. With careful fingers, she unfastened the control collar from around his neck. It clattered to the floor, the sound echoing in the sudden quiet. The war dog didn't move. He stood perfectly still, braced for the familiar sting of pain, waiting for a command that never came. He was a creature of obedience, lost without an order to follow. The girl simply offered him a bowl of water. He drank, but slowly, hesitantly, not out of thirst, but sheer disbelief. This small kindness was a foreign concept. They boarded a small, private transport. There were no armed guards, no stern handlers barking orders. Only a profound silence filled the space. The war dog lay on the cold deck, sleep refusing to come. His mind was a battlefield, replaying every failed charge, every fallen comrade, every unit that had left him for dead. The girl noticed his restlessness. She gently covered him with a thermal sheet, its warmth a stark contrast to the cold metal floor. Then she sat down near his head, careful not to touch his scars. She didn't say a word. She just stayed. Suddenly, alarms blared. The ship shuddered violently. They were at the edge of the system, and pirates had ambushed them. The girl was thrown to the floor by the impact. In that instant, the war dog was on his feet. Years of dormant training surged to life. Instinct took over. His muscles remembered what the galaxy had long forgotten. He positioned himself between the girl and the direction of the attack, a living shield, his armor plates locked into a defensive stance. His eyes, once dull, now sharpened with focus. A low, menacing growl filled the cabin, a sound of pure, controlled power. The pirates breached the hull, expecting to find valuable cargo and easy targets. Instead, they found a veteran. The war dog moved with a speed and ferocity that defied his age. He wasn't fighting because of a command. He was fighting out of choice. For the first time, he was protecting something that mattered to him. When the chaos subsided, the ship was damaged but intact. The pirates had fled in terror. The girl stared at him, her eyes wide with a newfound understanding. She hadn't just bought a piece of scrap metal. She had rescued a soldier. At the next port, medics came aboard. They saw his age, his extensive damage, and suggested euthanasia. It was the standard procedure for obsolete military assets. The girl refused without a moment's hesitation. She found a quiet world for them, a planet with rolling green fields and low gravity. A place untouched by war. The silence was unnerving for the war dog at first. No alarms, no shouted orders. It felt wrong. At night, he dreamed of fire and explosions, waking up, shaking. The girl learned his routines. She would sit with him through his nightmares, her calm presence a soothing balm. She'd talk to him about simple, unimportant things, her voice a steady anchor until the shaking stopped. Weeks turned into months. His ragged breathing eased, his heavy, militaristic steps soft. The haunted look in his eyes began to fade. Then one morning, he ran, not from fear or to an objective, but for the sheer joy of it. The girl laughed, a sound so pure and happy it startled him. And then, he did something he hadn't done in decades. He wagged his tail. Word spread quietly through whispered channels. A retired war dog, living a life of peace, not as a weapon, but as family. Soon, others began to arrive. Broken combat drones, discarded android soldiers, forgotten tools of war, all seeking refuge. The old war dog would stand at the gate to greet each newcomer, not as a commander, but as proof. Proof that there was a life after battle. He was no longer a rejected piece of equipment. He was no longer owned. Was? Josen. The galaxy may have forgotten him again, but this time, it didn't matter at all.